everyone, I'm Jessica Stutzman, and welcome back to the Millcreek Government Channel. Advances in medical knowledge and technology make giving blood a safe process to both donors and recipients in need. The Community Blood Bank supplies blood products to 19 hospitals and 7 stat medevac bases throughout Northwest Pennsylvania and Western New York. With us today to talk about the process and the critical need for blood donations from volunteers is Community Relations Specialist Erin Ty. Hi, Erin. Thank you for being with us here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, what is the Community Blood Bank?
Yeah, so the Community Blood Bank is actually the only local blood bank in our community. So we serve, like you said, 19 hospitals and 7 medevac stations as their exclusive blood supplier. So that includes St. Vincent and Hamlet for people here locally, all the way to DuBois and places in Cattaraugus County. All of the donations that we receive at our site in Erie and at our mobile blood drives around the community provide blood for patients in need.
Mm-hmm. And I did not realize that. So I'm glad you said that. I actually didn't know. I knew very specific to Erie, and I've known about the blood bank for a very long time, being a little kid sitting on my dad's lap while he gave blood. But I did not know that you were in Western New York. So that's a good fact to know now. So who can donate blood?
Yeah, so more people can donate than they think. So you can donate as young as 16. If you are 16 years old, you need a permission slip signed by your parents. Anyone 17 and older, you just have to be 110 pounds in general, good health overall, and just feeling healthy the day that you come in to donate. And if you have any questions or anything, we can always answer those on an individual basis. There are some medications and other things that might disqualify you or might delay you from being able to donate. But for the most part, most people are eligible to donate and help save lives.
Yes. And so the mobile blood bank does come to the Millcreek Township building for staff and anybody driving by who wants to donate. And we were just hanging up a flyer. And when you mentioned a delay, it made me think about, I saw on the flyer about piercings or tattoos. So that would be one of the delays, right?
Yeah. So if you've had a piercing or tattoo, you just have to wait 3 months in order to donate, which is actually significantly less. It used to be a year. But that was lowered. Mm-hmm. So there's a couple other things. If you get certain vaccines, sometimes you have to wait a little bit of time. If you're on a medication for, a short-term illness or something. And we're always happy to answer those questions. You can shoot us a message on Facebook. You can give us a call. You can stop in at one of our drives and we'll tell you whether or not you're eligible to donate. But like I said, most people are eligible to donate.
Mm-hmm. And what's the reason for the 3-month waiting period, again, after like a tattoo or a vaccine? What's the reason for that?
It's just guidelines from the FDA, just to make sure that you don't have any bloodborne illnesses that come after getting those piercings or tattoos or some of the vaccines. It's just based on, more science than I care to, get into.
Sure. And it makes perfect sense because like I said, we said this is safe for both the donor and the recipient. So those are some of the precautions that need to be taken. Who is helped by the blood donations?
Okay, so there's more people than you think. So a lot of times when you think of donating blood and blood being needed, people think of trauma patients and people in surgery, which is a huge factor of where our blood goes to. But it's also people receiving cancer treatments, some people with specific blood diseases and conditions. They can get help from either receiving blood or different blood products such as platelets or plasma.
And so sometimes, like we said, the trauma patient, that seems like a one-time need for blood. But then like you said, if you have a medical condition, you might need blood on a regular basis.
Yeah, there's some people who get transfusions fairly regularly. And like I said, and there's some people who get, blood one time in their life. But you never know when you or someone you know is going to need that blood. So it's always great to become a donor so that it's available for anyone in the community who needs it.
Absolutely. So what does the donation process look like?
Okay, so it's a lot quicker than some people might think. You're in and out in anywhere between 30 to 45 minutes. You come in, you fill out a little bit of paperwork, just ask some of those medical questions. a little bit of travel questions and a few other things. Then you go through a quick screening process. It's like getting a mini physical. So you get your blood pressure taken, you get your temperature taken. They check your iron levels to make sure that those are okay. And then once you pass all of that, your actual time in the donation chair is about 10 minutes. And that's on the longer end. Sometimes it can be quicker. Once you're done actually donating blood, then you go sit in our refreshment area. We give you a snack, we give you a soda just to get your blood pressure and blood sugars back up, and you're ready to go on your way then.
And that's what I remember as a little kid. I would steal a couple bites of the snack and cookie from my dad because, like I said, my father loves going and donating. He loves being a volunteer. So how many people can one donor help? So if we have one volunteer donating blood, how many people does that affect?
Yeah, so every time you come in to donate, you can help impact up to 3 lives.
Wow.
Wow. That's exactly what you think. So then it adds up over time. If you donate 6 times in a year over the course of 50 years, just watch those numbers add up in your mind, and you're really helping a lot of people. And it's an easy way to make a huge impact on the community.
Right. That seems like an exponential impact, and then would you happen to know off the top of your head how many people donate in Erie or maybe throughout your program in Pennsylvania and New York?
Yeah, we usually have anywhere between, around 20,000 unique donors in one calendar year.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so it is a lot of people coming in to donate. Some of those people are coming in once. Some of them are coming in the maximum amount of times they can depending on what type of donation they do.
And is it important to know what type of blood you have before donating?
Absolutely not. I would say most of the people coming in for the first time to donate blood have no idea what their blood type is. And that's one fun thing that you get to learn through the blood donation process. So after your first donation, we'll blood type you and send you a letter in the mail and let you know, like, hey, you're type O positive, and here's some fun facts about being that certain blood type.
Yes, and then are there, I know we're going to talk about, the blood shortage and how it's impacted the community, but with those blood types, do you have a specific need, for all blood, of course, in certain circumstances, but then for very specific blood types then?
Yeah, so it kind of depends on a day-to-day basis. O's are always needed. So you're O positive, you're O negative, just because they're the universal donor. But when you get into some of the other blood types, even if your blood isn't needed for a whole blood donations, we do plasma donations and platelet donations, which your blood type may be better suited for. So we're happy to make sure that you're giving the donation that's going to impact the most people based off of your blood type. But for a first-time donor, we always love to just bring it in, have you do a whole blood donation. It's the quickest, simplest, most straightforward process, and just make sure that you're comfortable with it. We can kind of walk you through it and then answer the questions about, maybe you want to become a platelet donor or a plasma donor. Or we also have a process called double red cells where you donate twice the amount of red cells, and we can match you to the right type of donation based off of your blood type.
Wow, that's incredible. I mean, like I said this before, but the advances in medical knowledge that we have now to help other people, if I am one volunteer or one donor, how frequently can I come back?
So to do a whole blood donation, which is the basic, straightforward donation, you can come in every 56 days. So it equals about 6 times in a calendar year.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, so it's, you help all of those people, 3 people every time you come in to donate. And, it's something that you can do regularly, but it doesn't take up a lot of your time. I know so many people, they want to get involved with some kind of community service activity, but it might seem like a lot to commit to doing something that takes away an hour or 2 or more a week. Whereas it's every 2 months you come in for 45 minutes.
And then do you have those regulars that come back and they know when that time frame has passed, or do you try to reach back out to people if they want to be regulars?
Yeah, we have people who at that 56-day mark, they are walking in the door and you can count on them. But a lot of people don't, unfortunately, come in regularly, and we would love to see them more often. We do offer text messages and emails and different ways to remind you. And the best way to make sure you come back in 56 days or about then is to schedule an appointment, which we do offer. You can schedule an appointment for our mobile drives, or you can schedule an appointment at our fixed site at 26 and Peach Street. Just to, make it more convenient. Just schedule your appointment. We'll send you a text message a couple days before and say, hey, you're due to come back in. And it's already on your calendar. You don't have to, think about making time for it.
Yes, and that's what I love. I need to schedule everything out. So that is super duper helpful. How, again, now we want to go to the critical shortages. How has the national blood shortage impacted the community blood bank care?
So it has been a struggle for us over the last 2 years. We've been dealing with this national blood shortage. So in the past, if we were low on a particular type, we would be able to call on some of our fellow blood centers across the nation and say, hey, we need some O positive blood. Can anybody help us out? Can we get some units from you? And we would be able to, share and, help each other out. But right now, if we're low, we're only able to rely on our community and donors to come in the door and fill up those gaps in supply. There's no one else out there who's really able to help us. So we're really self-sufficient right now. And in serving the hospitals that we do. So it's just been difficult for us to be able to make sure that we have that blood without really working hard to remind people and recruit new people. There's so many people who are still working from home that, without that blood mobile coming right to their office, they get out of the habit. They're not regulars with us anymore.
Right. And what caused the critical blood shortages? Was it the pandemic and people being stuck at home, or people being afraid to be around other people?
Blood donations had been decreasing nationwide and at the community blood bank in the last 5 years, but the pandemic really did impact that a lot. It was people trying to do the right thing and, socially isolate and things, but we still needed the blood the entire time. And it's just a matter of, it's hard to catch up on things. So, we might have a really great day, but then we might have a week of days where we only see, a couple dozen donors in a day. And ideally we need to see about 100 donors a day to keep up with the demand from all the hospitals that we serve.
Wow. I want you to say that one more time, because that was a really staggering statistic for you to mention. So say that one more time.
Yeah. So ideally we need to see about 100 donors a day in order to serve all of the hospitals and meet their demand that they require.
Wow, that is crazy to me. I did not know that. And so the blood community blood bank, you guys provide a lot of incentives. I do see either some trips or some giveaways or things that really, again, try to entice volunteers to come and donate. What do you have going on right now?
Yes, so for May, the upcoming promotion, we're trying to provide you gas for the summer. So we're giving away $1,000 gas gift card to one lucky donor. Anybody who comes in, you're automatically entered to win. You don't have to check any extra boxes or anything. At the end of the month, we'll pull a winner, and we'll do the same thing in June. So anybody in those 2 months who comes in to donate is entered to win a gift card. We'll pull one for May and one for June.
Okay, great. And then what is Donor Day celebration?
Okay, so Donor Day is, one of our ways of just giving back and saying thank you. So on May 20th, we'll invite everybody to come to our center at 26 and Peach Street. We'll have just a giant celebration. People can donate blood. We'll have food trucks there, and we're going to honor some people who have hit major milestones over the last year. We've had some people who have hit the 60-gallon mark of donating blood.
How many times of coming to donate will take you to get to 60?
Yeah, so every time you donate about a pint of blood.
Okay.
So you have to donate 8 times in order to hit the 1 gallon mark, and then, grab a calculator to get all the way
that is incredible.
up there. Yeah, so it takes a long time. And we do have some really dedicated donors who, they kind of tick it off and they're like, okay, I've hit, 21 gallons, 22 gallons, and they're trying to, get up to those major milestones, which are just incredible to see.
It is. It
People
would make you feel really good about what you're providing back to the community, but your friends, your family, your neighbors, to help, again, somebody in need.
Well, yeah. And it all comes back to being able to help 3 times every time you come in to donate. So people look at it, they hit their 100th donation mark and they're like, wow, I've helped 300 people in my lifetime just by sitting in a chair and donating my blood.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So tell me how, once the blood, you sit in the chair and you give your donation, I do see we have a prop on the table with us. So tell us from the time that, we've collected the donation, what happens to the blood next?
Okay. So we collect the donation. Again, it's a pint in one of these bags. We take it back into our lab and do a little bit of work on it to separate out some of the different products. It gets spun in something called a centrifuge. And then we send some tubes of your blood off to get tested. So we're testing for any kind of disease or a few other things. That's also how you get blood types, so we know which type of blood that you have. And your blood kind of, it sits for a day or so while we get those results. Once the results come back, it's almost immediately being shipped off to one of the hospitals. So within 3 days of your donation, your blood can be being used by one of the hospitals here.
Wow. So nothing, again, other than what you're testing that was just donated, you're not like storing it or, no products are going bad, so to say, and then they're just going straight to the hospital.
Yeah. We do deliveries to hospitals almost every day. And we have hospitals who call when there's some kind of crisis and, trauma patient or something that comes in, and they call and we'll do a delivery in the middle of the night if we need to get them the blood, platelets, plasma, whatever they need to be able to treat their patients.
Wow. This is just amazing. So I wanted to ask if, again, the volunteer really is the person sitting in the chair, but let's just say you can't donate. You maybe don't meet that weight restriction. You're not old enough. Maybe you're just not comfortable giving blood. Is there any way that we can volunteer or give monetarily to the community blood bank? Can we help out in other ways?
Yeah, we are a nonprofit, so you can always give a monetary donation. You can send a check to the blood bank, or you can call us or go on our website to get a little bit more information on that. And we do take volunteers. So we have a few people who sit at our front desk and help bring people in, and we'd love to grow our volunteer basis of having more people. You can also host a blood drive, whether it's at your work or at your community center or at your church. A lot of work goes into being a host. It's not hard work, but
it's getting the word out.
Yeah, getting the word out. It's helpful to have a dedicated community member work side by side with us to host those mobile blood drives. So if you're willing to, put up some posters and just spread the word however you can, whether you have, an email list or just walking door to door to people and getting them to sign up for a blood drive, any of those things are super helpful for us. Just again, we're a nonprofit. We have limited resources. So as much help we can get from the community, we truly appreciate it.
Yes. And so how many stops or stations does the mobile blood drive service?
We go to hundreds of locations. Like I said, we're here in Erie County. We have a blood drive set up almost every single day, just in Erie County alone, but we are set up Monday through Friday somewhere within our region in northwestern Pennsylvania. In Western New York, we do several drives in Millcreek, one being at the municipal building. And, we're just out and about all the time, and we're always looking for new locations to go to as well. So if you have, a business, a church, a community center, a neighborhood even, where you have a dozen people who are interested in donating blood at one time, we'd be happy to come to you. We try and make it as convenient as possible for people because we understand that nobody has to give blood. Everybody who does it is doing it out of the goodness of their own heart.
And then the mobile unit is just as safe as your permanent location. Everything stays the same.
Yeah, it's absolutely the same. So we basically drive around a giant bus and it's all, set up to operate just as we do in-house. Everything's exactly the same other than there's a couple of wheels under you. We can also set up inside a location. So we'll set up in companies' break rooms or in gymnasiums or conference centers and things like that too. So there's lots of options for us to be able to come to you as well as for you to be able to come to us.
Oh my gosh, it is. It's easy. It's convenient. Like I said, it helps the community. So we've already talked about it a couple times, but let's mention one more time, where can people learn more information about the community blood bank? If you're, where the mobile unit is going to be, your hours of operation, where can we learn more information?
Yeah, okay, so forhearts.org is our website. You can also give us a call at any time. Our number is 814-456-4206. And we're on Facebook and Instagram, and we respond to messages. So I know sometimes people, especially maybe the millennials and younger, they're a little bit intimidated by picking up the phone and making a phone call. If you have a question, no matter how simple or complicated it is, you can send us a message on Facebook or Instagram, and we'll get back to you and let you know, whether it's a question about whether or not you're eligible to donate or when we're going to be near you with our mobile unit. We're happy to help you in any way.
Oh, Erin, thank you so much. We just are about coming to a finish here with our show, but is there anything else you wanted to mention about the organization before we wrap up our time here?
No, I think just to reiterate that it really is you supporting local when you donate with Community Blood Bank. We're serving the hospitals in our communities here, and it's helping the people who, you see at the grocery store, you see walking down the street, you see at that, event in the summertime, and you never know when you're going to be the person who needs blood. Mm-hmm. So you always want to make sure that there's a strong supply for the community because it's a matter of community safety. Mm-hmm. So we truly appreciate anyone and everyone who does anything to donate blood and anything to spread the message of why it's so important to donate.
Erin, thank you so much again for everything you're doing, all of your education for the community. I just want to thank you for everything you do.
Oh, and thank you.
Viewers, we just learned about how easy it is to volunteer and be a donor for the Community Blood Bank. Again, it only takes about 30 to 40 minutes of your time, and you can do it several times a year and help at least 3 members in your community from every single time you donate. So I encourage you to check out their website and to look for some of those mobile units to stop at. But until next time, I want to thank you for tuning into the Millcreek Government Channel and have a great day.